Seconds. Everybody smile. Look who's in the studio. We have Mr. D.K. Harrell here at the new Rue 102 and Mama as well.
Yes.
9:05 time. Good morning. I am Rick Godley, and we just fired up the Facebook live stream. And in the studio, I want to welcome back, I guess I'll call him my friend because I think this is his fourth time here on the Rue, Mr. D.K. Harrell. D.K., good morning, my friend. How are you?
Good morning, Rick. I'm glad to be back.
I bet you are. We're going to talk a little bit about where you've been since you have last been here, but you picked up one of your number one fan. Is that a fair assessment for me to say?
Oh, yes, of course.
Sitting to your right, why don't you introduce your number one fan?
This is my mother, biological, named Crystal Jackson. Say hello, Mom.
Good morning.
Hey, Crystal Jackson. Welcome in here to the Rue. It's such a privilege to meet you. And Tootsie out there in the lobby speaks very, very highly of you. Before we get into how much you are proud of your son, why don't you tell us about yourself? Because you're a gifted person from what I'm picking up and from what I'm gleaning. What do you do and why do you do what you do?
Well, I have been a licensed phlebotomist for 22 years. And I just recently obtained my lab assistant license. So I am elevating my career. I do still go on the floor and help out the other phlebotomists. And I just enjoy what I do.
Well, according to Tootsie, you're very skilled at what you do in phlebotomy. Explain what that means because, and I guess I probably should issue caution. Thankfully, it's a tight room because I have a tendency to faint at the sight of needles that go into veins. So why don't you explain it? And if I do fall, I'm going to fall on your son, so I'll be protected.
Perfectly fine. Phlebotomy is the surgical, or not really just surgical, but it's taking a needle and inserting it into a vein to collect a blood sample. Mm-hmm. It does take skill because everybody doesn't have great veins. There are times that you will have a patient that may have great veins that look great, but when you stick them, there is nothing there, which we call dry veins. And it happens, but it just takes time and patience to get it. A lot of people, more so, are afraid of being stuck, of a venipuncture. And you just have to reassure them that you're confident in what you're doing, you know what you're doing, and that it'll be, an easy procedure, So I've stuck everything from babies to, 90 to 100-year-old patients. So it takes a lot of skill.
What motivated you to do that? I mean, you sound like a Florence Nightingale. I mean, and when did all that come upon you to say, you know what, I think this is what I want to do, and now everybody knows you can do it with great skill?
DK was about 4 when I went to school for phlebotomy. Mm-hmm. I didn't want to be the housewife type. I just can't sit in the house all day. Plus, I stayed home with him the first 4 years because I wanted him to be able to talk when he went to preschool or, or daycare or whatever. And I was looking into a profession, but I needed to go to school for a short period of time. So the phlebotomy course was like a 6-month course. And I'm thinking, I can do this, I was like, I'm scared of needles myself, but I got over that fear when I was pregnant with DK because I ended up having gestational diabetes and had to give myself shots. So I got over my fear and I figured I'd give it a shot, and I've been doing it ever since.
We're talking with Crystal, D.K. Harrell's mother, in the studio here. You stayed at home with him for 4 years. At that first 4 years, did he show any inclination? I mean, did he have a tennis racket he played as a guitar, or did he have a guitar? When did he first show signs of musical, adeptness? Is that the right word? When did he show that?
He didn't show that until in his teen years. Like he said on previous interviews, he watched Cadillac records and he fell in love with Little Walter playing the harp. Mm-hmm. And he was like, Mom, will you buy me a harp? I was like, sure. So I bought him about maybe 3 or 4. And he worked on that for a little while, and I guess he just wasn't feeling it. And he put that down, and then he was like, Mom, I want a guitar. So he was like, I'm going to ask Pawpaw to get me a guitar. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm like, another instrument he won't put too much time and effort into. And he worked around with it, and then when he finally got his, first just really, good guitar, and he was in the room watching every B.B. King DVD and whoever else he could find. And I was in the kitchen cooking one day, and I heard the Thriller's Gone being played, and I said, DK, is that the TV? And he was like, no, ma'am, that's me. I was like, you lying? He was like, no, it's me. I said, come show me. And he came in the living room where I, off the kitchen, and he started playing, and I was just in amazement.
Right.
So.
And DK, are you getting embarrassed yet? Because no, look at his face. Mama, don't go there.
It's true.
It is true. Of course, it's true.
Yeah.
So how old was that? You said teen years, 13.
He was about 13, 14.
Okay. All right. Did you ever imagine it would take him to where he's being taken to these days, traveling the world, and just exploding on the blues scene? Did you ever think this would happen?
Honestly, no, I did not. Mm-hmm. I did not. But I am very proud that
I bet you are. I bet you are. So when did you see him in front of a crowd for the first time and go like, you know what? There's something special going on here.
What was the first show I went to? I think it was Ground Zero in Clarksdale.
Okay.
Was the first actual show I went to. Mm-hmm. And what was it?
It was Biloxi. That was the first Ground Zero performance.
Yes, in Biloxi.
After I won the BB King Award.
Right. And my mind was just blown. I'm like, he could do this. He could really do this. I watched the crowd's response, and I'm thinking, he can really do this. This is my child up here in front of a bunch of people doing something I would never have the guts to do.
Well, let me ask you this too. He is soft-spoken, and it's almost as if DK's not in the room here, right? So so he's a soft-spoken individual, but when he gets on stage, look at the picture there. He likes to entertain and get involved with the crowds. Did he show signs of that growing up?
Yes,
he did.
Always been an outgoing child. He never met a stranger. He just loves it. I can tell when he's performing that he's in another totally different zone. That he's at his happiest when he's performing. And I love it. But he's always been a happy, energetic, person.
I'm looking at you, DK, right now. It's like,
I'm just listening,
yeah. You can step out now. We got the interview. We don't need you. So anyway, DK had told me that I got a surprise for you, and I'll tell you why. Because if you look on the screen there, I have DK and Mom Crystal from the last show, and I'm like, oh, he's going to bring her on by. And oh, by the way, he named his guitar after you. When did you first find out about that, Mom?
When he got the 1976 Gibson, he was like, well, since it was, made in the year you were born, I'm telling my age now, he was like, I'm going to name her after you. I said, you don't have to do that. He said, no, but I want to. So I was very honored for him to do that.
Awesome.
Yes, now we have two. There's a Crystal 2 now, which that really surprised me because I thought he was going to give the newest Gibson a different name.
Well, I see what's going to happen here. We're going to have like Crystal 34, Crystal 35 before this is all over.
I wouldn't doubt it.
I know.
Keep the legend going.
All right, DK, take over the mic there, man. When's the last time? What have you been doing this year? By the way, for the sake of those who are watching this in the future, this is August 15th. I think you and I last spoke on the radio for your Washita bluesy Christmas, right? You've been kind of traveling like to Arcadia, Pea Ridge, and Shudrint, right?
No.
No? Oh.
No, I think the last time we saw was in June or May.
Oh, really?
It's been a while.
Anyway.
In person, that is.
Sure. Well, I have in my hand your itinerary that you and I spoke.
Oh, yes.
You've been to Europe. How many times this year alone? 2 or 3?
And within 8 months, we've been to Europe 4 times.
4 times?
Yep. Since November of last year, 4 times.
So you got some frequent flyer miles, I'm thinking, right?
Oh, yeah. I'm like around like 30K right now.
Yeah. So give us a recap of what's happened this year in your life.
Oh, wow. Well, we just, of course, came off a European tour. Literally like a week ago. We spent from July 4th to August 4th. We went to Diepenbeek, Belgium. We went to Lugano, Switzerland, Bilbao, Spain. We came back to the U.S. like for one show, and that was the North Atlantic Blues Festival in Rockland, Maine. And then we flew back out to Europe, where we continued our tour. We did the very reputable North Sea Jazz Festival in the Netherlands. And we also performed at the biggest blues festival in Europe, which is the Nataten Blues Festival, which holds about, I think they used to say about every year they have about 40 to 60,000 people show up for that. So yeah, we did about 5 to 6 festivals within a month, and it was very exciting.
I bet it was. And by the way, for the sake of those that are just finding out about you too, because the proverbial prophet is not welcome in his hometown, and when I'm telling people about D.K. Harrell from Ruston, graduate of Ruston High School, they're like, how come I never heard of him? And this is my analogy, Mom. It's kind of like when you move to a new town and you want to find the best barber in town, you find the barber that has the worst haircut because he's so good he's got no time to get one. Right. And so the thing with DK, he's traveling all over the world, including Jazz Fest, including the United States, including Europe, that folks in Ruston don't really know, and that's kind of an exciting opportunity, and that's what Blueseum will be about. We'll get to that in just a second, but yeah, man, and what do you think about that, DK? You know, I mean, you know who you are, but Ruston doesn't know who you are yet.
I'm fine with it because
you gotta be, right?
I've been okay with it because I've gotten this far without Ruston really knowing who I am. Of course, my former classmates, you know, who have paid attention to me know who I am.
Right.
But, you know, I'm grateful for it. But the thing I'm most grateful about is being able to take the current time and what I have accomplished so far with a great team and good support and everything, that I can arrange things now and be in a position to perform in my hometown. Because I've just seen so many artists in blues, outside of blues, who have come from these small cities or college towns, and they kind of don't give back in a sense, or acknowledge their hometowns, unless they're saying, you know, oh, I was born in such and such, but they haven't been there in like 20, 30-something years. And I kind of find it depressing, because you never forget where you come from. Whether the memories are good or bad, you just still give to the community to show that you're still human, and that what you do doesn't hinder you from being able to be around, you know, everyday people. So
right,
it's just a reminder that you're human and that you that these are your people, you know. So whether it's a crowd of 15,000 people like in Bilbao, Spain, or a crowd of 400, 500 people like at the Peach Festival or something seeing you perform, there's still people at the end of the day.
Sure enough. Matter of fact, and I'll share with you, I think I may have done that when I went to go see Mayor Ronnie Walker to talk about this upcoming Blueseum Festival, which, by the way, is going to be October 12th. This is where people, you buy a T-shirt, you get in free. It's a benefit for the Lincoln Parish Museum and the Washita River Blues Society. $15. You order it at cottontopruston.net, cottontopruston.net. So I wanted to, get to Ronnie Walker, the mayor of Ruston, to see what the city can do. And DK, there was one of his new communications assistant, Laurel, and she knew who you were. I knew who you were, and I was just going over the top about what's coming, what the potential can be for this Blueseum Fest. At that time, we were thinking about a street dance, but that ain't going to happen. It's going to be a backyard party at the museum. And Ronnie makes this statement. He goes, "How is it that I'm the mayor of a city and I have an international star and I've never heard of him?" Well, he's heard of you now, and now you two are texting each other, aren't you?
Yes.
And
sure.
you know, and I'll throw something into the future what this thing, because he's the one that took it to the next level. We haven't even gotten to the Blueseum level yet, but he's wanted to have another musical event in Ruston besides the Peach Festival, and who knows where this can grow to in an annual blues festival itself in Ruston. So that's kind of a cool thing.
If we're able to get a blues festival in Ruston, I should win every award that every man. I should get an Emmy. I should get a Grammy. I should get everything.
Well, you'll put it'll put the exclamation point after Ruston, and so yeah, man. No, that's in the future, and so we'll take it one step at a time. So
Yes.
so let's back it up here. Now you're off the road a little bit. So you're going to be hanging out in North Louisiana for how long? Because we got 2 events that are coming up.
Yes, actually, I believe it's next week.
Okay.
August 22nd, I will be assisting the Ouachita River Blues Society and hosting a jam, which the way we've been doing our jams is every third Thursday of every month, but we've been doing them as tribute jams. So we'll pick a blues artist to pay homage to by performing their music, and then we, for about 30 minutes, and then we open up the jam to anyone that would like to jam or do any song. And so they were kind of, I wouldn't say running low, but they were trying to figure out, who's the next artist going to be. I said, well, I come off the tour August 4th. I said, I really don't have anything to do. I said, so I'll take this, month's jam. I said, and we'll just do B.B. King. I said, and I have a few of my guys come from Baton Rouge to help us out. And they were like, oh, okay. And they said, well, we got the mixer coming up as well. And I said, okay, well, how about we do something that a blues society hasn't done before, and that's merged 2 blues societies together for one event.
Okay.
Which has never been done. And what we've decided to do was get Tina Causey, a singer from the Pine Bluff, Arkansas area, who represents the Port City Blues Society of Pine Bluff, to join us as a special guest for our blues mixer. So this will be the first time documented, and from my knowledge and from everyone else's knowledge, of 2 blues societies ever in the world merging together and working on an event together. All
right, so let's do first things first for folks. The Open Blues Jam, that's going to be on the 22nd.
Oh, yes.
And that'll be at Enoch's in Monroe, tribute to B.B. King. And then on the very next, day, the 23rd, it's going to be the Blues Mixer concert that you were just talking about. That's going to be at the VFW Hall Post. And I notice it's going to be after the ORBS, the Ouachita River Blues Society annual meeting. Is this a ticketed event? How's this going to work?
So with the mixer, we do have where you can pay at the door.
Okay.
Those arrangements are all on the ORBS website, as well as the ORBS Facebook page.
Okay.
And I know as president, I should be better. You put me on the spot. Rick, leave me alone.
Well, there's your fan calling with all the correct information. No. Anyway, yeah, people can go and get that. Let's visit ORBS, because the Blueseum Fest is a benefit for 2 nonprofit organizations, the Lincoln Parish Museum and Historical Society and the Ouachita River Blues Society. Explain what this is, how this came to be, and you're the president, and actually, is it the founder as well?
Yes, I'm one of the, I guess you say one of the 3 or 4 founders, because we have myself, Adrian LaFrance Wells, who works with the city of West Monroe and their mayor. We have Ira Barger, who's actually been hosting jams at Enoch's for years now. I want to say he started it right before the pandemic happened. And then the 4th, I would kind of consider Scott Frick, who has a recording studio out of Monroe, West Monroe, to be a founder as well. All this came about last year. No, year before last. Year before last is when it all happened, right when I came back from Brazilian tour, South American tour. And I met with Adrian, and we started talking about a blues society. And by March, I want to say the date was March 15th, 2023, we officially launched the Ouachita River Blues Society. The Blueseum Fest, as we're calling it, was actually an idea of a young man by the name of Mr. Rick Godley, who said, hey, it would be great if I made you perform in your hometown, because you deserve it. And because I work here at the museum as its head guy. And I said, Rick, you don't have that type of money. Leave me alone. And and
I still don't have that type of money, but keep going.
But in all seriousness, we actually sat down and spoke about it for a while, and we just made it come into fruition. Like, we just kept meeting about it and discussing it, and who we all could get involved. And I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, I believe we've gotten Origin to be a sponsor.
Correct. We got them
Bank.
to be the title sponsor.
Of course, notifying the mayor of this event happening. We did ask the chief of police if we can make it a street dance, and he said, "No, you're going to start a ride."
No, he didn't say that. Well, let me. I was in that meeting, and you know, I'm one of those, the ready, fire, aim kind of guys, and so I street dance, and me and Amy met with him, and he's like, okay. Then I said, I'm going to put the stage right in the middle of the street so we can have the street and the backyard of the museum. Then he goes, I can't have you block a street with the stage. And so I get it, because in case of an emergency, but the backyard at the museum is going to be fine as well. But no, he was he didn't shut us down. It was I said, okay, yes, sir, I get it. So it's all going to be good. But yeah, man, this is and by the way, sponsorships are coming in and going well. So yes, everything and the support, because again, it's a nonprofit for two organisms, the Lincoln Parish Museum and the Washita River Blues Society. And DK, as you know, my goal is to get as many people to the place and the space that drive by it, because we've been shut down for 3 years for COVID and the tornado in the backyard. So yours is going to be the first live event in the backyard of the museum since that tornado. So this, I think, this thing has all of the machinations to be an epic event, and I see it as intergenerational. I see it as interracial as well. I mean, and speak to that, because music is the common denominator of life.
Correct. Music is, the term is that music is the universal language. When I was overseas, I would always tell the audience that, it's amazing how 10, 15, 20,000 people can get together for hours, these 4, 5, 6, 7 hours in one day, and not even realize, because they're having such a good time, that they're actually preventing a war from happening. They're preventing any type of confrontation from going on. And I tell them all the time that this is the most peace this is the most peace and the most fun you'll probably ever have in your life.
Oh yeah, so, and you're talking to people. You don't care about their sexual preferences, the religious preferences, any of the above. All those boxes, leave them at the door. Didn't somebody write a song about that? And
I believe it was D.K. Harrell.
D.K. Harrell. And so, Mom, when did D.K. show you signs that he writes his music as well as performs?
Oh, he's been writing music since he was about 14, 15 years old. Mm-hmm. And I had no idea that he had as many notebooks full of songs that he's written until he started performing. And when he was discussing recording his first album, I said, well, what have you written? And he was like, Mama, I got over 10 notebooks just full of songs I've written since high school. And I didn't have an inkling that he had done that. But some of them he would let me read.
Right.
And it was only just a very few. And some of them I would, he had me to grade them with stars. So 5 stars was the one I thought would be a great song, and 1 star was, this is not going to work. Yeah. But I never knew that he had as many songs written as he does.
Well, I also understand he likes to cook, so is there going to be some kind of a D.K. Harrell cookbook in the future, and does he cook for you, Mom?
Yes, he does.
Where'd that come from?
I never knew he could cook. He probably was about 16, and I'm a diabetic, and I was sick one weekend, and he came in the room, and he was like, I'm finna cook something to eat, and I'm thinking, he does not know how to cook. And so he was in the kitchen doing whatever he was doing, and he brought me a plate, and he had did baked pork chops, broccoli, and what else did you cook?
Baked pork chops, broccoli, and something.
Corn, I think it was. And he brought it in, and I was like, okay, so I started eating it, and it was great. And he's a great cook. He can barbecue. I mean,
was 14.
He can burn.
He can burn. All right.
Yeah.
because I cooked dinner almost every day. Every time we lived at World Crest Apartments.
He did do that. Every time I came home from work, he had a meal ready.
I had dinner ready.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I know you're a man of many talents, DK. So rumor has it now that you're going to be cooking for Blueseum Fest as well. Can you cook? Can you burn and play at the same time?
That wasn't in the contract, Rick.
Oh, there was a contract. Huh? I think we're finding that out now, huh? But no, and again, I do appreciate you because making this happen, and it's a wing and fling, but it does seem Providence is involved in this thing.
You did say we will have food vendors, right?
That's a piece of the puzzle I'm working on. Okay. I'm working on it. Yes, food vendors. We'll get something going. By the way, for those folks that are watching this, I want people to understand how this works because I just got this in this morning from Cindy, Ooh. And since it is a KISS, keep it simple event, trying to do the most with the least. That people who buy an official Blueseum T-shirt from CottonTopRustin.net right now, you walk in free because you're wearing the official shirt. And that's only $15. The day of, though, it's going to be a $30 wristband, and that's going to be split between two nonprofits. So it's a fundraiser. It's a fundraiser. But if you want a shirt, it's $15, and then after September 1st, it'll be $20. So order it at CottonTopRustin.net, CottonTopRustin.net, and start wearing it, and that will become a promotional item. So we got a lot of pieces of this puzzle working, and I would love to see, and I would love to see you play in front of a sea of people all wearing the same shirt.
That would be nice.
You know,
that would be nice.
So, what else could we say here to make it happen? What's on your agenda after your brief hiatus here in North Louisiana?
Well, we're actually going to be this weekend. We're actually heading to one of the biggest blues festivals in Canada. This weekend, we will be doing the Edmonton Blues Festival, and then after we come back, of course, I'll be spending time in the West Monroe area for the Jam and the Mixer. And then as a favor to a friend of mine in Little Rock, Arkansas on the 24th, I'll be going up to Little Rock to finally perform at one of my friends' jams, and he said it was going to make a show out of it. So he's put together a local band, a bunch of artists that I know. And so it's probably just going to be a show and a jam because I just have a lot of friends everywhere. And that's just from, sharing my gift with the world, and I appreciate it. So whoever comes by and want to jam, we'll jam one out. Then after that, we'll be going to Vegas for the Big Blues Bender. And then we'll have a break for a while. And good news, in November, we will be working on the second record.
Oh, really?
Yes, sir.
I'll call it a project because you really don't have a vinyl record, right? You have I got the CD.
Well, actually, the second record.
It will be
it will be on vinyl.
All right, I stand corrected.
Yes.
Really, huh?
Yes, sir.
Where and how's this coming together? This is awesome.
Well, I can't make the big announcement yet, but I will say that a reputable label has reached out to us and showed heavy interest. And they are willing to make the second record. And me and my band have been working on original material, so we're going to hit you guys with another great 11 to 12 song record.
Awesome.
And I'll just leave it at that.
Come on.
I can't tell you too much.
All right. No, this is good. This is the way to do it.
But I'll be back home.
Okay.
In Ruston in December 15th. We will be doing a Dixie, I want to say it's called a Dixie Blues Christmas event where we're going to have a lot of our local artists in the Northeast Louisiana area, like Mr. Mark Taylor of Taylor Made. We're going to have Ira Barger. I can't think of the young lady's name right now that plays guitar. We're going to have her as well. We're going to have several artists on this program.
Okay.
Where we're going to perform, blues and Christmas music, and my band is going to be the backing band. I've been talking with, I believe his name is Mr. Tom Pappy Faber.
Yeah, he's also known as Pappy Claus, so he may be wearing his red uniform that night.
I hope so, because
Yeah.
we need that for the kids.
That's
So that would be at the Dixie Theater December 15th. We've made an announcement about it. We haven't been pushing it as hard because, of course, we still got a ways till December. But, of course, probably around the October time, we'll start really pushing it.
right.
But yeah,
We'll
that's no
promote it
program.
from the stage at Blueseum Fest for you
Oh,
and try to
beautiful.
make that
Thank
happen. Now, I had somebody call and said that they would pledge and give $5,000 if me and Mike Stone dressed up as the Blues Brothers and danced on stage with you. And
Is
I
this a
said,
serious inquiry?
I said, show me the money first, and then I'll be happy to do that.
I'll film it if I get a cut. Just so I can live on forever.
Oh gosh, I mean,
And I like Mike Stone. I voted for him when I could.
There you go. There you go. Mike loves you too. Mike's got a show here on the new Rue 102. All right, so let's kind of circle this thing back. Mom, are you taking the day off today?
Actually, I work 7 days on and 7 days off.
Oh, okay. So we're off, right? Are we day one off or day
yes,
two?
day one.
Okay. Well, cool. You're got to be very happy. Your son is home, and you just chill out for a while, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'll spoil her when I come home.
Oh, you spoil her when, of course, you're supposed to do that. That's what a good son does. All right. Well, Crystal, it's so a pleasure for me meeting you, and thank you for doing what you do, being an encourager and exhorter for your son, because a lot of times parents don't know how they can help promote, and sometimes words may not help promote, but you obviously guided him in the right direction to encourage him and to do what he's doing, to do great things.
Yes.
So
yes.
job well done.
Thank you.
All right, so I almost called you son. Well, why not, right? I mean, I think underneath the skin there's a little red there, so we're operating on a deeper level around here. But DK, closing thoughts, closing words, my friend.
Rustin, for just 10 cents a day, you can support. No, in all seriousness, October 12th, please get a shirt early or get a wristband the day of. This is a show you won't miss at all. Blueseum Fest. Mm-hmm. It's not only me performing.
No,
we also
thank
have
you.
Four on the floor.
That's right.
My good friend, Mr. Toby, is with that band. And then we have the great Alfred Young Band.
He's from Lake Providence.
Lake Providence artists. There you go. So it's nothing but Louisiana. You know, it's nothing but North Louisiana artists. It's nothing but great artists and good music and good people. And we have good people behind this. So I'm encouraging you all to please come out and show support to the community. The Lincoln Parish Museum needs it. Washita River Blues Society needs it. And you have to think about it. The Washita River Blues Society hasn't been here as long as the museum. We just started last year, and it is the first ever sanctioned blues society in North Louisiana, period. For over the past 20, 30 years, the only blues society in Louisiana was the New Orleans Blues Society. And then there was the Baton Rouge Blues Society. But now we have a blues society representing North Louisiana. And we're doing everything we can to keep not only blues music alive, but good music alive. We've done in-school programs. Ira Barger and Kirby Ramlin have been going to schools and teaching kids blues music. And, of course, I'm doing what I can when I am home to make sure that we keep this going. Because, again, music is the universal language. We're here to help people. We're here to soothe the souls and put smiles on hearts and faces. So please come out October 12th for Rustin's own Blueseum Fest at the Lincoln Parish Museum in the backyard, where you're going to party hard, you're going to have a good time, your family's going to have a good time. And also, we will have merch available, D.K. Harrell CDs, and D.K. Harrell Blues Band t-shirts for sale as well. And I'll be more than happy to take pictures with you, hug your neck, kiss your cheek, kiss the babies, and even sign the children. Things happen, people.
Well, and I understand you challenged Mayor Ronnie Walker to shake your booty contest, but we're not going to go there.
Let's do it.
No. But I want to back one more thing, because you know, when I was talking with Origin Bank about sponsorship, and Ryan Kilpatrick and Drake Mills, they've adopted the Boys and Girls Club of North Central Louisiana, and they said, you know, is there a way maybe we can get DK to come to the Boys and Girls Club of North Central Louisiana the Friday before? And I said, I don't know, Ryan, I'll text him. And I texted, and boom, you answered yes right away. And here's the thing, and this is what, to me, DK, is that you got a story to tell, and not only you're going to tell, but you're also going to show the students, the children that go to the Boys and Girls Club of North Central Louisiana, that if you apply yourself and be true to yourself in your talents and your callings, you can make something of yourself. So that to me is one of these unfound jewels that once you pursue, go down a creative road, other good things come alongside. So I can't wait for that to happen.
What's crazy?
What's that?
I used to go to the Boys and Girls Club, that same one, after school every day. That was it, all elementary. And I think I went there in the summer. I remember I hit my head on the monkey bars, and I had this nasty knot. They thought I was going to pass out. They thought I had a concussion. I was lightheaded. That's probably why I had the issues I had.
Well, and
sorry.
No. And I kind of want to touch on this, but at the same time, the bullying story, because that's still going on, and I want to kind of rise up on this thing. That is unacceptable, and we all need to do better on that. I don't want to say issue because that makes it sound so benign, because it's a very real hurtful thing, and you'll be talking to children that may be going through that as well.
Correct. And bullying has changed over the years. In the days before technology, you verbally abused someone, or bullied someone verbally, or physically, getting into a fight because you just don't like the person. But now, kids these days have the way of bullying through cyberspace, which has been a topic for the past, 10, 15 years now of cyberbullying. There's actually a movie called Bully about how this young man, his brother was a bully and bullied their friends, on social media and in the school and everything. And it got so bad, sadly, that they ended up murdering this young man's brother for being a bully, and it shouldn't have to come to that.
Right.
So I tell people, when it comes to bullying, listen to your children when they are saying, this is what's going on. I think adults, whether it be a parent or a teacher or a custodian, if that child is telling you something's going on, just because they're a kid, you don't blow them off to the side. You listen to them because they have feelings too. You address the problem correctly. You don't pull the whole, or put him in timeout. No, you address it. You talk to the kid's parents as well and let them know what their child is doing. And it's not singling out the child as a bad child.
Right.
It's just the discipline needs to be there, and the understanding that we are not here to be against each other. We are here for each other.
Well, if you see something, say something, and then do something.
That's right.
And if we walk in the light, then we have fellowship one with another. And if we don't have fellowship, no matter what we say. It was Henry Blackaby that once said, what you do next reveals what you believe, regardless of what you say. So you say one thing, but if you ain't doing it, and as far as taking corrective action, and so I'm going to pick up this cause as well. But hated to end it on that note, but it needs to be talked about.
Correct.
And all right, well, Crystal, again, thank you for coming in.
It was my pleasure.
And DK, man, thank you for bringing her in. Thank you for all that you do, my friend.
Thank you.
You're most welcome. Well, I'm going to be playing a DK Harrell song right now here on the new Rue 102. Oh, by the way, we got an app for that. And that app is simply go to the App Store and look for Rue 102. Download it, totally free, and you can listen to the Rue 102 anywhere on your phone, your tablet, anywhere. You got it, we got it. We are the new Rue 102. Here he is, Mr. DK Harrell, and the song, here we go. All right, there we go. All right, job well done. Let's kill the stream.